Ladies and gentlemen, the number 3 is a telltale sign that the piece of media you're about to experience is nothing short of awful.
For example,
Fallout.
War. War never war.
Fallout 3. Borderlands 2. Borderlands 3. Serious Sam. Serious Sam 3. Nothing is safe from this cursed digit. Even the beloved Dark Souls franchise was doomed to drop the ball with the 2015 announcement of Dark Souls 3. One of the things I always liked about Dark Souls, and subsequently every iteration of it in Souls-likes, is mimics. They're the game equivalent to Netflix's Are You Still Watching? If you are, then you'll notice a detail like teeth or a straight chain to let you know it's business time. If you aren't, then you'll get your booty ate. It's a fair feature that really needed no changes, so I don't understand why Michael Zaki decided to add a coin flip mechanic to regular chests in Dark Souls 3. If you didn't know, there's a 50% chance all of your armor will be unequipped when opening a chest. This adds absolutely nothing to the gameplay experience aside from insult to injury, as now I have to go through each slot to find the piece I was wearing, all the while seeing a variety of cool drip I will never be able to wear because they have absurd strength requirements. Miyazaki. Just because a lot of your fans edge to guts doesn't mean everyone goes the ooga booga route. I know it's my fault for being naive enough to think that the game is fair for all playstyles, but is condemning me to look like a middle-class Californian really a fair punishment? I guess that doesn't matter, because it's a purely cosmetic issue, and Dark Souls 3 has no shortage of visual disappointments to focus on. You are greeted by the sight of a dozen gravestones at the start of the game, and while it's not the most interesting viewing experience, it's serviceable to the theme of the game. But then you see it again, and again, and then the developers finally mix it up by switching the gravestones with grave woods. And the lack of creativity only ramps up from here. Purple Blighttown, Red Ash Lake, literally catacombs, and worst of all, a direct copy-paste of Anor London. I'm pretty sure this is where Fromsoft ran out of funding, because there's even a bridge here that is missing all of its textures. The gameplay by no means makes up for the boring scenery. You either encounter brain-dead AI or cheap jump scares. And worse yet, there is an area in which enemies permanently reduce your max HP. Any points you put into vigor are not refunded. Further proof that the game suffers from heavy strength favoritism. So how is it that this game is so well received? Well, that's thanks to the bosses, is what people would lead you to believe. I foolishly fell for the best FromSoft bosses lie and searched for an obscure emote to travel to Archdragon Peak, an area that allegedly has the best boss in the game, and I was genuinely impressed to see that FromSoft managed to copy-paste yet another area, this time from Dark Souls 2. I, however, was not impressed by the boss fight. 6 minutes of dodge attack against a crusty dragon is not something I'd put in any category that has the word best in it. That's a sentiment that is applicable to the vast majority of the game, as most of the bosses are just reimaginings of ones from prior games. Crystal Sage is just a fat pinwheel. Pontiff Saltivan is just the Gwyn, but doubled and passed to the next person. Cursed Rotted Greatwood is absolutely Gynaminosaurus, so obviously it's your mama! There are of course exceptions like High Lord Volnir, who despite being a shameless copy of Icon of Sin from Doom Eternal, manages to be a unique encounter, or my favorite, the Abyss Watchers. Not because they're a good fight or anything, but because their name implies that, lore-wise, at some point they were asked to watch over the Abyss, and its absence in the arena shows that they failed in that task, much like they failed to be an above-average boss. PvP-wise, if you wear a specific combination of clothes, you instantly win invasions as soon as you load in, making the game an abysmal experience both in PvE and PvP. Which is why Dark Souls 3 is the worst FromSoftware game out of 10. That's about it. Don't forget to slap like, slap wife, it's Karub, and I'll catch you next time.